I've been getting a lot of questions and comments coming in about my NVAX trade. On the middle of my screen, for those guys who can see it, I put up just a quick, simple chart from today, starting at 9:30 on NVAX. Saw it yesterday, $2.34, gapped up this morning another 35% or something like that. Watch the price action. Got up to that 50-cent level, became resistance. Lowered down to the mid-40s, became resistance, and started to develop a downtrend. It developed a downtrend starting at 340, the price $3.40, breaking lower from there, where I hopped on the correct side, which was to short it. Shorted the first rally, bought the pull-in. Shorted second rally, bought the pull-in. Stock rallied back up. I was very lightly positioned in it till it got to $3.24 or 25 cents. Shorted another 10,000. Covered some down on the first pull-in and continued to short the stock. And this is it's not that huge of a range on the day. It's only about 35 cents or 40 cents in that whole range. But being able to have liquidity and volatility in the name, which is, in this name, it's obviously about 25% or 20% of the name. Continue to short anytime it's popped its head on. So remember, we talked about a couple things when it comes to education. We talked about being on the right side of a trade, hopping on the right trend, hopping on the right direction, finding stocks that have enough volatility and liquidity. We talk about these two aspects all the time. So this stock had enough volatility. It was up 35% this morning. It's moved. It had a range of 70 cents, which is about 25% of the price of the stock today. It had enough liquidity, trading over 10 million shares already today, which is way above the average for the name. Found the trend, found my levels, sold the rallies or shorted the rallies, bought the pull-ins, sold the rallies, bought the pull-ins, and stayed on one side of this name. Now it also began to help me that the market began to cooperate and break lower also, starting off the day being flat or down a little bit in the market overall, and then continuing to trend downward, allowed for me to have a little more confidence in the trade, put on a little more size, and traded between obviously 1,000 and 15,000 shares at a time in the name, just to capitalize on it. 2,200 closed P&L for the day on the name NVAX. So we continue to go over certain aspects of it, and I get a lot of questions. One of the questions that I got on this name was, hey, I thought you don't short strong stocks. The question is the stock strong or is the stock gapped up? So for me, I watch to see certain levels. I watch to see certain performance. Within the first 5 minutes of trading or 10 minutes of trading, you could see the stock couldn't make new highs on the day. Sellers started coming in, more red candles than green candles. Bigger exaggerated moves to the red side. Even in the volume, you could see more red than green, continues to have more red than green, gives me an indication on direction, gives me a heads up on which direction I want to be in the name, allows for me to get a thesis developed on the name, navigate in and out of the name at leisure, being enough liquidity to get out of certain prices at certain times, and to be able to reshort it, having these type of bounces. And this is only a 10-cent bounce, but I was able to cover towards the bottom part of the range, reshort again the top part of the range, and then maximize my winner over the next hour or so. So once again, NVAX trade of the day, $2,256. It's 12:15. Thank you for joining us for the morning trading session in Shine's room, and continue to trade well.